He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
On second down, here's Rodgers. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
It's caught here by Adams. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. On second down, here's Watson. Pass incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Out of the gun, Watson. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Obviously, they didn't get everything they wanted on that completion, but they put themselves in a spot where you've got to at least think about going for it. I know where we are on the field, but still, you've got to think about it, don't you?
A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. A first down carry now for Miller. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
We can talk about bend but don't break all we want, but the defense now, we're going to find out just how flexible and pliable they really are. Can they bounce back after that type of a run, that type of momentum against them, and find a way to slow down this offense?
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
One man in the backfield, that's Miller, second and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Not only was that a terrific play, for that loss of yardage they created this close to their own goal.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Lamar Miller taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Texans are in for 6. Able to punch it in on third down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a fourth down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up, never even got to it.
The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Hey, 26. We are going. Got 3 down.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And I think the ball's out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. And defensively, maybe an opportunity miss there.
No doubt about it. When that ball's out, all you're thinking about as a defender is, this is our chance to make a huge play. Instead, he's able to recover his own fumble. A big sigh of relief.
Yeah, usually those wide receiver fumbles, there's open space around for the defense, but not there. He hops right back on it. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Rodgers to throw on second down. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Graham. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally brought down at the 31-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What did the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Hey, check 26. Hey, check 26. No.
On first down, Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Adams. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Now
Rodgers throwing on second down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Adams. And now the Texans want to call another timeout, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Hey, Lex. Jim.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. A great play there from 10 yards out. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble, as he'll bring this one out to the 27. But the Houston Texans, as they come onto the field, obviously their offseason hit a little earlier than they wanted in January, making it to the playoffs, losing to Indianapolis. That was the first time that two AFC South teams had actually met in the playoffs when they squared off with the Colts.
And think about how the two of them began the year. Houston began 0-3. The Colts began 1-5. Yet they both finished so hot. The Colts down the stretch, 9-1 in their last 10. Houston 8-2, and end up meeting in the playoffs. And both of them ended up winning on the other team's home field. The Colts did it twice. Houston did it once.
But as you said several times, hard for Houston to be completely disappointed with the ending. They have a lot to build on for next year. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Richmond. Tiger. Richmond.
3rd and 2, Watson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it.
Down. Back 22.
They are going for it. Here's Watson. And this is caught. Demaryius Thomas. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down. Here's Watson. Dumps it complete to Miller. 6 yards on the pickup, and it's a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That's good for a Texan 1st down, a 12-yard pickup.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. Fairbairn able to put this one through. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. Second half begins with a run from Miller. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But
he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And that is out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver, and it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
He'll get it up the middle. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Well, now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Shotgun now for Rodgers. Oh, I can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
So they come away from this opening drive of the third quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job one, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Now that we sit in the postseason, let's talk about some of these awards we've been hitting on all year, Charles. MVP, what do you think?
Well, I think it's going to come down to Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback at Kansas City, Drew Brees, quarterback New Orleans, and Aaron Donald, the defensive tackle for the Los Angeles Rams. I ultimately think that Mahomes wins this award. I think he distanced himself late in the season from Brees, and it's hard for a defender to win the MVP.
Rookie of the year, Barkley, or does Mayfield have a shot?
Personally, I would give it to Barkley because he's been there all 16, but Mayfield made Cleveland relevant, put them in a position where maybe we were even talking about the playoffs, and boy, the excitement level has really ramped up. I would not be surprised at all if he walked away with the award.
Lastly, what about Coach of the Year? Does Frank Reich have a shot after starting 1-5 in Indy?
He should be in that conversation, shouldn't he? But I think ultimately it comes down to Matt Nagy in Chicago and Anthony Lynn with the Los Angeles Chargers. I think Nagy's going to win it because the Chargers were picked in preseason to actually win their division or contend. The Bears were not.
And the pitch goes to Miller. Finding room inside the 40. Lamar Miller. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans have broken the tie. He's given him a little jolt, just gave him the lead there, but 2 TDs now in the game.
And that jolt puts them in the lead. What a terrific job by him. He is carrying the ball and simply saying, I want to win.
And now he's hoping his defense has that mentality as they try to hang on to that lead. Here comes Cobb. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Now the Packers get set to go. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, check 26. Hey, check 26. Zoom. That's fine, yeah.
Snap comes at 1. And that is incomplete. Well, Charles, the All-Pro team was announced a Friday before the playoffs started. Aaron Donald, the only unanimous choice. Let's see, the Chiefs had 4, Bears had 4. What stuck out to you about the All-Pro team?
Well, it's such a great year for Drew Brees at quarterback for New Orleans, the #1 seed in the NFC, yet he's only second-team All-Pro because Patrick Mahomes had a magical season in Kansas City and deserved to be the #1 guy. How about the Chicago Bears, going from worst to first in the NFC North, 4 players making the All-Pro team led by Khalil Mack. And then when you talk about rookies, the Colts had 2 that made it in Quentin Nelson, their offensive guard, and Darius Leonard, their linebacker.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. He has still not connected on a single pass in this second half.
And right now they're going through all the different reasons, the whys, the wherefores. Bottom line, got to find some completions in there and get their offense moving.
A dump underneath to Jones. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
Well, it wasn't a big strike, but that completion put them in really great range. What do we have now, 4th and inches?
Yeah, it's not more than a half a foot.
You know what I would do here?
You would always go for it.
I'm one of those guys.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
That's fine, yeah. Yeah, Liz.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Flushed out right. And an alley to run. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 43 yards. They go play action here on first down. He'll buy some time right. And he whips that one incomplete there.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball. Who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
88. Run. Hey, where y'all going? Jump out!
To throw again. Rodgers. Touchdown, Packers. Jimmy Graham. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And that's going to leave him with just one timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
To throw on second is Watson. Underneath from Miller. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They'll toss it to Miller. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. He makes a wonderful play.
Defenses of old, doesn't it? The Pittsburgh Steelers steel curtain. They would not let you get on the field if you could only do one thing. You had to be a complete guy, and you had to be able to tackle.
Now, I know I've said this before, but you know I wasn't alive when the steel curtain was played. I know them, but I just want to let you know I wasn't alive.
I'm going to keep peppering that in there, and one of these days you're going to think that you were.
Back now at Lambeau. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Caught here by Griffin. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. On the toss, here's Foreman. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. The Pro Bowler, Muhammad Wilkerson, brings him down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Richmond. Target. Down.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. From the gun, here's Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller taking it in from a yard out. And the Texans have broken the tie. He's got the hat trick now of rushing touchdowns. Also has his team the advantage.
And I'm looking at it 2 ways here. If I'm on defense, I don't care what they do now. I commit as many people as it takes to slowing him down running the football. Even if they want to hit me over the top on play action, I just don't let him beat me that way anymore. And if I'm him, I'm in the huddle calling the plays myself. I don't care what play call comes in. I tell my quarterback, guess what? You're handing it to me again.
And if I'm the quarterback, I'm saying, okay, that sounds good, right?
Smart quarterback.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offensive touchdown.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 26.
All right.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Hey, check 26.
On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And in the second quarter, he may very well run by him. But in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
They'll look to throw. The left side throw complete to Adams. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Randall Cobb, 41 yards. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And now a critical extra point attempt here. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. They begin with a run by Miller. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The first-round pick, Jair Alexander, making the tackle.
At this stage, you've got to hustle, got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
Again, it's Miller. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Mike Daniels makes the tackle. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down.
Well, that sets up a big third down. Now the decision has to be, do you run it here and play for OT, or do you go ahead and press it downfield?
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Now Rodgers. Dancing to his left. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. To throw is Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now. The Packers on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and a mile. Back to throw, Rodgers. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And it's a touchdown.
Somebody call for the queen.